Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
There's a moment in The Truman Show when Truman Burbank drives to the edge of his world and finds a painted sky, a flat, physical wall where the horizon should be. He's been watched his entire life, born on camera, raised on camera, every laugh and breakdown and moment of grief broadcast to an audience of millions, and he never knew. Christoph built Sea Haven to contain him, a perfect town, a perfect wife, a carefully maintained fear of the ocean keeping him exactly where the cameras could find him. What makes the film hold up is that it earns its emotion. Truman isn't a symbol, he's a person, curious, stubborn, in love with an idea of something he's only half glimpsed. Jim Carrey plays him with a stillness that the role didn't obviously demand, and that restraint is what makes the final act land. The film is a satire and a thriller and a love story, and it doesn't drop any of them. It also asks a question it never fully answers. What does it mean to watch? The audience inside the film tunes in every morning. They root for Truman, they cry when he cries, and they never once ask whether any of this is okay.
What are you gonna do? Dice me? Slice me or peel me? There's so many choices!
No! Do something!
The first thing you notice about Sea Haven is how designed it is. Every surface is optimized. The streets are wide and clean, the neighbors wave on cue, the weather is impeccably managed. It's an environment built to feel natural, which means it's an environment built to prevent questions. Architecture as control, space as argument.
For sexual assault.
Help me!
Swear not to tell a soul.
You should have
Look was shot entirely through security cameras. No cinematography, no director of photography. Every frame is a feed, a petrol station forecourt, a shopping mall dressing room, a traffic intersection at 2 a.m. The film follows several interweaving stories across Los Angeles, but the stories aren't really the point. The point is the camera, or rather, the absence of any reaction to it. The characters in Look don't perform. They don't glance up. They have completely forgotten or never knew that they were being recorded. And that's exactly what Sea Haven depends on. Truman is the only person in his world who doesn't know he's on television. Everyone else has made peace with the arrangement. Look takes that arrangement and strips the fiction away. No dome, no production booth, just the infrastructure that already exists, watching you right now. The film's director, Adam Rifkin, estimated the average American is captured on security camera footage around 200 times per day. Look doesn't present that as a conspiracy. It presents it as Tuesday. The cameras in Sea Haven are hidden in clocks, in dashboards, in the button of Truman's jacket. The surveillance is designed to be invisible because the moment Truman sees the apparatus, the show is over. That architecture of concealment is the whole game. And it connects to the second thing the film is doing underneath the satire, the question of what a constructed environment does to the person inside it. Not just the watching, the building. Every detail of Sea Haven was chosen. Every neighbor, every building, every news broadcast. Truman didn't just grow up on camera, he grew up inside a world someone else authored entirely. The Prisoner ran for 17 episodes in 1967 and 1968, and it still hasn't been fully absorbed. Patrick McGowan plays a spy who resigns from his post and wakes up in a place called The Village, a cheerful, architecturally impossible seaside community from which there is no escape. Everyone has a number instead of a name. The administration is friendly and patient and completely immovable. Every escape attempt is absorbed. The show is a psychological thriller that becomes something stranger as it goes, but its central image, a pleasant, managed environment designed to contain a person who refuses to be managed, is exactly the image The Truman Show is working with. Sea Haven and the village are the same place. The difference is that Truman doesn't know he's a prisoner, and number 6 knows nothing else. McGowan created and co-wrote the series, and the final episode is one of the most genuinely disorienting hours of television ever produced. The village doesn't want to punish number 6. It wants to understand why he won't simply be content. That question, why would anyone choose difficulty over comfort, is the question Christoph asks at the end of The Truman Show, looking into the camera and not quite understanding the answer. The village is designed to pacify. Sea Haven is designed to entertain. Same architecture, different audience. And that difference, the presence of the audience, is what The Truman Show keeps returning to. Because the show inside the film doesn't just need Truman contained, it needs him watchable. That's a distinction that matters. The Truman Show isn't just a story about a man in a box. It's a story about the millions of people who tuned in and never changed the channel. It's a film about spectatorship, about what it says about you that you kept watching. And that accusation needs somewhere to land.
I'll tell you what happened. I just ran out of bullshit.
All right, cut him off.
Leave him on.
Am I still on the air?
If this is how he wants to go out,
I
this is
don't
how
know
he
any
goes
other way
out.
to say it.
Network came out in 1976, and Paddy Chayefsky's screenplay reads now like a document from the future. Howard Beale is a network news anchor who has a breakdown on air, announces he will kill himself on the broadcast, is brought back for ratings, and becomes a phenomenon. The network doesn't cancel him, it rebrands him, the mad prophet of the airwaves, scheduled between game shows. The film's target is the logic that makes this possible. The boardroom logic that says audience appetite is the only metric that matters. Arthur Jensen's monologue to Beale in a darkened boardroom is one of the great set pieces in American cinema. And it works because it's not wrong, exactly, just monstrous. Christoph operates from the same logic. He built a show the world watches. He gave the audience what they wanted. The fact that what they wanted required imprisoning a human being for his entire life is, in the framework Jensen describes, essentially irrelevant. Network was nominated for 10 Academy Awards and won 4. Chayefsky died 4 years later, before he could watch everything he'd written come true. Network's argument is institutional. It's about systems and incentives and what happens when money decides what truth looks like. The Truman Show narrows that argument to one face, one man, and it asks not just how this was built, but what it costs the person inside it. Truman's life has been managed since before he was born. His fears were manufactured, his friendships were cast, his wife was chosen for him based on audience research. And underneath all of it, underneath the perfect town and the perfect neighbors and the artificial sunsets, there's a person who noticed something was wrong and couldn't stop pulling at the thread. That act of noticing and what it demands of the person doing it is the emotional center of the film. Truman doesn't escape because he's brave. He escapes because he can't stop being curious. And the film's 4th category is about what that kind of awakening actually costs.
Ο αδερφός σας πέθανε. Ένα πλάσμα σαν αυτό που εισέβαλε σήμερα στον κήπο τον διαμέλισε.
Dogtooth is a Greek film from 2009, and it doesn't soften anything. A couple raise their 3 adult children entirely within the walls of their estate. The outside world doesn't exist. Language has been deliberately corrupted. The word for sea means a leather chair. The word for motorway means a very strong wind. The children have been given a world, and they live in it. Where The Truman Show builds to an escape, Dogtooth is more interested in what the constructed world does to the people inside it before they even think to question it. The children aren't imprisoned in any way they can perceive. They play games, they have routines, they know the rules of their world completely. The film watches them with the same flat, patient gaze that Christoph watches Truman, and the effect is deeply unsettling. Yorgos Lanthimos directed it before The Favorite, before Poor Things, before anyone outside Greece was paying attention. The film won the Prix Uncertain Regard at Cannes in 2009 and was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film. It deserves to be seen before you read anything else about it. Lanthimos is interested in systems, in the rituals people build inside closed worlds, and what those rituals reveal about the nature of control itself. Truman's World has rituals too. The morning commute, the neighbor's wave, the coffee, all of it authored, all of it rehearsed, all of it designed to feel like nothing. The last category isn't about the system, it's about the person who built it. Because The Truman Show gives Christof something most satires don't give their architects of control: interiority. He talks about Truman like a father, like a god, like a man who made something so consuming he can no longer tell the difference between the work and the love.
I will have someone play me to delve into the murky, cowardly depths of my lonely, fucked up being.
Synecdoche, New York is Charlie Kaufman's first film as director, and it's one of the most ambitious things American cinema produced in the 2000s. Philip Seymour Hoffman plays Caden Cotard, a theater director who receives a grant and uses it to build an exact replica of New York City inside a warehouse, staging an endlessly expanding autobiographical play that consumes the rest of his life. He is the author of his world and its prisoner. He casts actors to play himself, then casts actors to play the actors playing himself. The replica grows to contain the warehouse, then larger. Decades pass. The work and the life become indistinguishable. Kaufman is doing something different from The Truman Show. Caden's prison is existential rather than institutional, but the figure at the center is recognizably the same as Christof, a man who believes that if he can just control enough variables, he can make something true. Both films end in the same place: the creator, alone, at a screen or in a warehouse, unable to see where the work ends and the world begins. Christof watches Truman's face in close-up and says he knows him better than Truman knows himself. Caden builds New York and gets lost in it. The difference is one of perspective. The tragedy is identical. The Truman Show ends with Truman stepping through a door in a painted sky, and the film cuts immediately to the audience watching at home, reaching for the remote, asking what else is on. The escape is real, and the world doesn't pause for it. If any of these land, drop them in the comments. And if you've got a topic you want dissected, that's what they're there for too. Like and subscribe if you want to see where this goes next.